everybody, my name is Marina Riggins, R-I-G-G-I-N-S, and a couple years ago I was sitting in the same place where you are, and after film school actually I proceed with NAU Humanities because it helps me to improve my reading and writing skills in English so I can keep producing and pursuing the dream I had and the experience with all these 10, 12, 13 years dealing with CBS, Fox. I'm here today to share with you a lecture about how to properly use music masters in film and video editing according to the copyright law. So that would be it. So let's start with this. First of all, why would I like to share this with you so bad is that because of the new age of the internet and all this access you have to a lot of music bites, sounds, you click on Google, you want a little bit of a native sound, you need it for your documentary, you grab it and say, hey, sounds great. I'm really thankful to Mike to let me be here today to tell you, actually to scare you, to tell you the truth in how much trouble you actually can get into from a legal point of view. Did you ever heard of BMI?
Yeah.
Do you know what it stands for?
It's a record company.
Oh, well, I'm glad I'm here today because it's not. It's Broadcasting Music and Inc. So that means BMI and their sister company ASCAP. You heard of ASCAP?
Yeah.
You did. All right, these are people that actually, no, you didn't? Okay, these are people that actually are going to be your new friends in video and post-production work. I mean, in other words, you have to make friends with them. Because what they do is, every song that is composed on a planet of Earth have a code number, long like your bank account. You put you're a post-producer, you're an editor, you grab this particular song for the 35 seconds of it, you put it in a TV show, in a commercial, in a video, any kind of media work, they know. They know because the code is there. Someone will hear it, will see it, old-fashioned. We work with electronics and computers. Let me give you a clear example of this. When you go to YouTube, you know you upload your video on YouTube, don't you? What it says up there sometimes. I agree with what? The conditions, right? And do you notice that sometimes it says, are you aware that the music you're using is so-and-so, not copyrighted? It's not yours with so many words. Did you notice that? Anybody notice that? Well, try next time. They let you proceed with yes, upload. But because it's YouTube, right? But you don't know if someone from those artists or their publishers will come back and say, well, YouTube told you not to use it, you still put it on, you know? But then you have the other end of the game. What am I going to do with my video or with my documentary or with my whatever I'm doing, right? And that is the other end of the story. How and who to ask for permission to use particular song or music of any kind. So how to identify the company's statement that many students says, oh my God, I never saw one of those. Royalty statement is connected with the music licensing that you're actually looking for. Music licensing, what is a music licensing? Actually, when you produce your video or film or whatever it's going to be, is actually you have to make sure that the music owner or the publisher gets paid, gets reimbursed for his work. How would you feel that you climb up the Grand Canyon with your camera? We have a lot of camera people here, or is only, I'm sure everybody films, right? Okay, you pay $300-400. You get into that little Grand Canyon, you drive 7 hours, and you get these awesome shots out there, right? And then someone somehow in the mystery of the cyber world gets hold of these shots, and you see your favorite 3 shots in someone else's video. What do you think what you're gonna do? You want to hurt them, don't you? Right? You say, what the hell, right? I climbed up that mountain, I got my camera, I paid $600, and you want to hurt them. That's how musicians feel about you. Songs have a publisher, not only an artist. That's why this is always kind of scary to explain, but you don't have the artist that sang it and the one that wrote the lyrics. You have a music publisher that published this song, and you have a record label to deal with, right? The list gets longer. But what you pretty much do is, BMI are very, very friendly. When I was trying to helping with Mr. Zirin, actually I've been on the phone for 40 minutes. They really did lecture me a lot about this particular piece of music. On the other end, you connect with the publisher, you connect with the licensing people and everything. They will ask you for a fee. And you can predict those fees. I would say they can be, if the artist is not too famous, you might get by with $100, $200. And you have to tell them what you're going to do with your video. You say, I'm going to go to a documentary film festival. Okay, well, do you know what's going to happen after that? I really don't know. I might be picked by a distributor. Well, then you got to go back and tell them your next step. Everyone who sits here in this room has some kind of dream of a career in this business, right? And what happens is, the scary part is that if you submit a demo, a wonderful documentary you worked so hard on, and you have this unclear music licensing, music scores, question marks on it, the distributor will come and he will ask you, actually, I'm dealing with television right now with my documentary. The first thing they ask you is, did you clear all the ownerships and everything? And you say, well, I actually did, but you know, the part of the music is kind of dark, gray area. I need to... Thank you, Miss Riggins. When you get to that part, you lost them. Distributors doesn't want to walk into an unknown expenses that you're going to bring on the table. If they had to deal with this, you might be the next Steven Spielberg. And, you know, they just don't want to deal with an expensive cost, okay? If you don't have enough money, you can do another thing. I am not going to pass this around, I'll just tell you what it is. It's an agreement contract between you, let's say, as an editor, and the music studio. You can say, okay, there were 2 people working, we can share royalties. Sounds good? We can share royalties. If my DVD, my video ends up in a news, in a CBS, in a Fox, whatever media is going to be out, actually I do have a contract with 2 or 3 people, and I say, okay, we'll share 33%. I'm not going to pay you, but if we end up on TV, we can share 50% each. That is a possibility, because eventually you are half of the owner of the other half, right? So one music piece, 50%, BMI and ASCAP, they will worry about. Of course, you have to always stay, BMI are very professional. They'll ask you for such contracts to send to email, to mail, or whatever, right? Is that clear? Or I have to repeat this one more time? No? Clear? Clear means you can do without money. Get the music composer to share royalties with you, right?
So when you say share royalties, you really mean they're going to put up half of the cost of the royalty, and you put up the other half? Or something like that?
No, actually some people say, listen, and I know numbers of people that did this and submit to me tons of music, too bad I didn't like it. But I mean, in case I would have liked it, they say, I'm so excited to be on your film festival that comes in Flagstaff, right? I'm so excited. I want to put my music there. I want to be seen, you know? And you say, okay, how you do? Well, I'll work for free. We're here in educational environment, and we do need homeworks for Mr. Zirin, right? And then we have to put sound on it. Label that work somehow in your drive. Put demo only for classroom, something. Because 5 years from now and these 2 terabyte, you won't remember nothing. And you might use that for somewhere and you get in trouble, they turn around, they see you, they find you, they sue you. You don't want to have that on your resume as an editor, as a post producer. Bad idea, and boy, they'll find you, trust me.
I have a question.
Yes, questions are good.
This is sort of a tangential area, but let's say that in your video, you've decided you want to use a violin selection by Beethoven, okay, one of his sonatas, and you find someone that can perform that for you, or even let's say you can perform it yourself. Where do you go with a situation like that?
Well, actually, this is one of my favorite questions. Beethoven, Mozart, name it, right? Boccherini and all the Viennese classics, and that is interesting that actually I marked it to talk about it, and for some reason went out of my brain. Okay, Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, and everybody in classical field, non-classical field, everybody who died 70 years ago from today. There was actually a myth that you don't have to pay anything. You just use it, okay? So I would like to review a little bit of that myth. If you, sir, can play on the piano or on the violin, the concerto, the first concerto from Beethoven, and you put it on your video, God bless you, you can do it all day long. You don't owe Mr. Beethoven a penny. Why do I say it's my favorite topic to talk, review the myth of all this classical music, that we don't have to pay them? We do, in fact, because someone in New York Symphony, Philadelphia Symphony, London Symphony played that thing that you found on the computer and you like to use it. Someone played that, and you have to find out who performed it. Of course, you go with BMI or ASCAP, and these people who perform it, actually, they do have a publisher again. But now we're talking about some 7% out of 100 that you might have to pay. They might charge you. I remember once I might pay like $5 a piece or something, but I paid it, you know, I'm clean, you know. So actually, if you have your friend from music school with their symphony, played that for free for you, you record it, you still have to get a contract with them that it says, we did you a favor, we played it for free, you know. This is also a tricky point here, because you might end up in big cinema and they'll say, hey, you know, now I want share, I want a piece of the pie. I did this for free back there 10 years ago, but now I want to sue you because we didn't have this again, we don't have the paper. So get a paper. Get a paper, even if it costs $5. So much about, yeah, classical music. One example, and I'll let you do your job, sorry.
It's okay.
It took half an hour. There was a movie with Eddie Murphy, and it made me very upset because, I mean, the movie was great. It was 1980 something. I remember watching it 20 years ago. And instead saying on the credits, music editor so-and-so, or music supervisor so-and-so, it was music composed by Ernst Bernstein, or you know, this famous guy, he does a lot. And then the movie starts with the marriage of Figaro from Mozart. And I was like, really made a big eyes. I'm like, Marriage of Figaro, the opera from Mozart. You start the movie. On the end of it, on the credits, no one cleared anything. Let's say the recording was courtesy of EMI Records, of London Symphony. You know, you see on the movies it says courtesy of BMI Records, courtesy, not BMI, but RCA or whatever, MB, all these names, right? Nothing. Nothing. That tells me that he pretty much from probably until today's day, he takes someone's royalty check because back there, like I say, in the darkness of the music clearances and all that, he walked by with something, or I don't know what happened to him, never checked. But that's an example. Watch exactly what's gonna say in the credits. Music written by. Music editor is the one that just put the music. He doesn't know nothing, okay? But if you say music composed by or owned by, then you're stepping into another realm.
Since you use the song, can you only use it for that piece, or is there like an expiration on that?
Well, the thing is that you already connected with the particular BMI or ASCAP once for that song, right? And you say, they will ask you, trust me, they will ask you, where are you going to put that? Well, I want to go, where you want to put your song? What you going to do with it?
Put it in a feature film.
On a feature film, okay? Well, you got to tell them that you're putting that song in a feature film. Which film? Who are the producers? They'll write everything down. They'll document it. And then if that film goes big, small, middle, it doesn't matter. If this film gets picked up, so you paid, right? You got your royalties, you have the papers, you can sleep well. But if this film goes in the next step, somewhere else, bigger, distribution, you have to go back. Tell them you're a student. Helps a lot. Reduced fee for students. All right.
I have one question.
Yes.
Who determines how much the royalties is?
Oh, what?
Who determines how much you should get paid with your royalties?
Oh, well, you know, this is another one of my favorite questions. This is a big gray area. You're dealing with the publisher. You call BMI, they tell you who is the publisher. You go to the publisher. And pretty much by the publisher situation or the record company, it's their thing how much they want to charge you. But you can, again, you have to tell them, I am a student, this is a student project, you know, and you hope on a student reduced fees. But no one can tell you how much. They might charge you from $5 to $500. This is, personally, I would go with publishers. I'll talk to the record company. I go with all these guys, and if I see that they're talking more than $300 for this 1 minute, then God bless. I will go on Google, find me a local company that is specialized in producing film, music masters for film and television, and excuse my French, but the hell with the super song that I want to pick. Then I'll do my own music, you know? And there is companies in Phoenix that actually we work together with. They supply huge amount of music masters in name any studio in Los Angeles from I mean all the big names, and actually they're located in Phoenix. And I would probably go with choosing local people, have my song in my head and say, listen, I want something similar. It might be as a cost better idea. All right, thank you so much everybody. Good luck with all this, and I hope I didn't scare you that much.